Hi everyone, my name is Karen, this is my channel RatherBeReading, and today I'm bringing to you my May TBR. I had a really awesome reading month in April. If you saw my wrap up, then you know that I managed to complete like 25 things in the month of April, and I would really like to keep that momentum going. I am actually filming this on the 6th of May, and so far I have been able to keep that momentum going. I've already finished like 3 books so far this month, which I'm really happy with. So let's jump straight in and talk about all the books that I'm hoping to get completed in May. As always, we will start off with the library books that I have that are due back this month, that have no more like renewals on them, so I have to finish them this month. First of those is 11 on Top by Janet Evanovich. This is the 11th book in the Stephanie Plum series, which is just a series that I've been slowly working my way through, because this book series has got like 28 books or something at this point. I'm slowly working my way through the series, and this is book 11, as I said. Following on from that, at the library, I have Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. This is one of the books that is on my, like, meets one of the challenges that I'm trying to complete this year, one of my goals. And I've seen the movie of this, but I haven't read the book. And so I remember the gist of the movie, that it is about Robert Pattinson is like, Robert Pattinson, I'm sure that's not the character's name. Robert Pattinson's character is like, I believe he's an immigrant to America, and he's like studying to be a vet, but then something happens basically, and he joins this circus. And Reese Witherspoon's character is in the circus. She's like the acrobat, and there's this elephant there who basically Robert Pattinson's character starts like working with. And then Reese Witherspoon's character is like the wife of the like ringleader of the circus, and I think they start to have an affair, I believe. That's all I really remember, even though I've seen the movie. I couldn't tell you how it ends, so I've heard good things. Like, this is a book that everyone was like totally frothing on like back in the day, so yeah, I look forward to this. It is like a pretty chunky book. I mean, it only says like it's like 400 pages, but it feels like it's just like got some heft to it. But I look forward to reading this. Hopefully it's like one of those really immersive, like fun historical, like kind of romance type books. So yeah, I'll get to this one in May. Next from the library, I have The Winter House by Nikki Gerard. This, again, I'm not super clear on what it's about. From skimming the synopsis, I gather that this is about 3 people who were friends when they were younger, and it's been many years, and their friendship has fallen apart, and one of them is now dying, and so the 3 of them gather at the house of this dying person's home, and they start to obviously like reminisce, and I think you kind of go back and you look at their friendship when they were younger and find out basically kind of what happened and like why it all fell apart. I do generally find those type of stories like very intriguing. I love friendship stories basically, and books with strong friendship themes, and I love like finding out about how friendships fall apart. I don't know why, but I do. So I look forward to reading this. I'm hoping this is going to be like a really good read. Next from the library, I have The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, The Japanese Art of Decluttering and Organizing by Marie Kondo. As I look around my house right now, let me tell you, boy howdy, do I need to read this. This is non-fiction. It's pretty self-explanatory. I really am hoping to get to this and be inspired by this in May, because I need it. Next from the library, I have 3-Act Tragedy by Agatha Christie. This is, I want to say the 10th, maybe the 11th book in the Hercule Poirot series, whichever the next one is that I need to read. I can't remember exactly where I'm at with the series. I really enjoy the Hercule Poirot series. It feels like quite a while since I've read one of these, so I am looking forward to this. And finally, from the library, I have The Scarecrow by Michael Connolly. This is the second and final book in like the Jack McAvoy books that he's written. If you recall, I read The Poet like a few months ago. And so I just wanted to like read this one to kind of finish off the books about Jack McAvoy. This is published more recently than some of his other ones that I haven't got to yet, but I don't believe this crosses over like with any of his other characters. So I just decided to read this now that The Poet isn't like too far from my memory, and get this kind of duology done with. So those were all of the library books that I need to get done. Now moving on to the books kind of from my physical TBR shelf that I'm kind of focusing on in the month of May. Basically, I want to read the second book from this binder, which is the second book in the Lux series, which is Onyx. I want to read Onyx, and then I do want to read both books in the second binder, which is the 3rd and 4th books, which is, I believe, Opal and Origin. Is that right? Yes, Opal and Origin. So I want to get both of those done so that hopefully by the end of May I'll only have 1 book left in this series, or maybe I'll even finish it in May, who knows. But I do want to like at least kind of get through those like next 3 books, that would be really, really awesome. Apart from that, the only books I'm really focusing on off my physical TBR is to continue my reread of the Harry Potter series. So I am currently reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in the gorgeous, gorgeous illustrated edition, and I'm enjoying the heck out of this reread, and so I will definitely be getting done with this one. I am then hoping to continue on with Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, sadly just in my normal paperback edition. I cannot wait to get the like illustrated editions of the rest of these books because it's just going to be amazing. But yeah, so those are basically the books off my physical TBR that I'm focusing on in the month of May. I do have ebooks that I'm hoping to get through in the month of May. As always, I have 2 books from NetGalley that I'm focusing on this month. The first of those is The Sham by Ellen Allen. Spoiler alert, I already read this one and it was terrible. So stay tuned to my mid-month wrap-up to hear all about that. But that was off NetGalley, and the next one from NetGalley that I will be reading when I get to it is One of Us is Lying by Karen McManus. I'm really, really excited for this one. This book is published in, I believe, early June. So I really want to get this read in May so I can let you guys know what I think of it. And this is a young adult contemporary like mystery story about, I believe, 5 or 6 maybe teenagers who are in detention, and one of them dies, and it's kind of about finding out like what went on. It's described as being like The Breakfast Club, and so it sounds right up my alley. I'm really, really excited to get to that one. And then 2 books off my Kindle that I'm hoping to get to that are just like not NetGalley books. They're just books that I have on my Kindle. The first of those is Campus Crush by Ashlyn Drake, which is a bind up actually of like novellas, I believe, but I've got it in just like in one edition, and it's books 0.5, 1, 2, and 3. But like I said, they're like novella length. They're not like full length novels. And I believe this is just a new adult romance series set at college. That's all I really know about it. So I am hoping to get through all like that whole thing as well. The final book that I have off my Kindle that I want to read is Ignite by Lily Paradis. This is a book that I've actually heard like quite a few people were reading like a while ago, and it must have been free on Amazon at some point because I do have it on my Kindle. This is I'm not sure if it's young adult or like more like new adult, but it is a romance story, I believe, about a girl who there's some kind of family tragedy and she ends up taking custody of like her 3 like younger like step siblings or her actual siblings. I'm not sure. For some reason I have in my head that it's step siblings, but that could be totally wrong. And basically she then meets like this like mysterious neighbor boy, and I believe a romance ensues. I heard good things about it like back in the day, so I am excited to read it because a lot of the books that I have on my Kindle are like really shitty books because they were like, that sounds really mean, like they're self-published books that authors have put as for free because you know, they want to get their books out there, so they make them free so that people will buy it. They're generally first books in series so that people will buy the first, like get it for free, read it, love it, and then purchase the other books. Just unfortunately, usually they are not great quality, but this is one that I've heard good things about, so I am excited to read. And then just finally, I wanted to touch on some of the audiobooks that I'm hoping to get to in the month of May. I'm currently listening to Smokescreen by Sandra Brown. This is just a random one that I selected because it was available now and I needed something to listen to. It is a like mystery thriller type story. I believe I've read something by Sandra Brown previously. I need to look that up because I'm sure that I've read something by her before. Her name just sounds really familiar to me. But anyway, this is like a mystery, like thriller, like story basically. I'm like almost all the way through this at this point and I'm not loving it that much, but we'll see kind of how it ends up. Next on audiobook on hold on Overdrive, I have Talon by Julie Kagawa. To be honest, this isn't a series that I've necessarily been that interested in, but I did notice that my library has like all of the published books in this series so far on audio, so I thought I'd give the first one a go. I really don't know too much about this except that it is a young adult like fantasy novel about dragons. That's really all I know, but I'm going to give it a go, and hopefully if I like it, then they do have books 2, 3, and 4 I believe, so I'll be able to continue on with those. And then the other book that I have on hold is Blackbird by Anna Carey. Now this is an interesting one because I've had this on hold for a while and you might think, oh, hasn't that come in? Yes, this came in. But another book, The Most Dangerous Place on Earth by Lindsay Lee Johnson, which I listened to last month. They both kind of came in at the same time and you only have 3 weeks to read them. And I was sick like around the time that I was listening to one of them. And so I wasn't listening to it as often because I generally listen to it on the bus, and because I was staying home from work, I wasn't going on the bus. It took me a long time to get through. So that ate into the time I had to read Blackbird. So then I finished that book, I started listening to Blackbird. Knew that I had to get it done quickly, but it was only like a 6-hour audiobook. I was like, oh, I'll be fine. And then it was supposed to expire on the 2nd of May. And I was about 80% of the way through, I want to say, and it was on the 2nd of May, and I was listening to a bit that morning. And then I was like, oh great, I'm going to stop now because I've got to go in the car this afternoon and I'll be able to finish it off in the car this afternoon. Well, in that time, it expired, which really annoyed me because I really thought it would expire at midnight. And if I'd known it was going to expire, I would have just finished it like that morning, like when I could have. So it expired and I didn't get to finish it. So I then had to place it back on hold, but I'm now like 4th in the queue because I only have 1 copy. And so I think when I get it, I'm going to re-listen to the whole thing because I'm already starting to like fade on a few of the details because I didn't like get to listen to the whole thing, and I feel like I want to have it clear. So I'll probably re-listen to that from scratch when I get it, but I do want to read that. This is like a young adult mystery about a girl who wakes up one day on train tracks and she doesn't remember who she is or anything about herself. She's got a tattoo on her wrist and she knows kind of that people are after it, and that's kind of like all she really knows, and it just kind of goes from there. So yeah, those are all of the books that I'm hoping to read in the month of May. There aren't like too many like on this list, so I have been having really good reading month, as I said, so hopefully I can get through all of this and more. I would love to chat with you guys in the comments down below if you've read any of these books that I've mentioned, if you have any thoughts on any of them, or any books that you are totally excited about getting to in May. I would love to chat down below. Please like this video if you liked it. Please subscribe if you want to see more from my channel. But that's all I've got for this video today. Bye guys!